Hi everybody, I'm Amanda. I'm an account manager at Interact One. We're an e-commerce agency helping merchants on Shopify, BigCommerce, and Magento. And I wanted to make a quick video about what headless e-commerce is because I've heard the term around the industry a lot, and I just want a super snappy video where you can actually learn very quickly what the difference is between headless e-commerce and other e-commerce platforms and if it's a fit for your business. This way you can find what works for your business is by reaching out to interactone.com through our contact form. We respond within 24 hours, but I will just get right into the video because I promised I would keep it short. Overall, headless e-commerce is when the front end of the e-commerce website is separated from the back end. A lot of the explanations of what headless e-commerce is I've seen have stopped there, so I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper and talk about what the front end is versus the back end. Use that analogy. I've never heard this used before, so bear with me, but I like to think of a mullet. Yes, the hairstyle that has business in the front, party in the back. That is exactly what we're going to use to talk about what headless e-commerce is and how this functions. What you need to remember here is that the business in the front is everything that the customer sees and interacts with in terms of your business. It includes desktop, mobile experiences, kiosks, anytime they're using voice search to order a product, like asking Siri to order a pair of shoes, on social, or really any other connected devices. And just like the mullet, you have the party in the back. Party in the back in terms of e-commerce is your product catalog, any logic you have that pertains to discounts you're providing, you take payment or information, and any inventory. There, we have our front end, which is business in the front, and then we have our back end, which is party in the back, just like a mullet. In between the two, we have our APIs. Our APIs are what connect the front end to the back end. I've been thinking about how to fit this into my hair analogy, and I'm thinking a headband is the only thing that I can think of. So pretend the API is the headband right here in the middle of the mullet. Thing to do with the back end of the website comes from your databases. That's where all of the historical information about your store is stored. We know what the difference between the front end and the back end of an e-commerce site is. We're going to be talking about what headless e-commerce is specifically, which again is the separation of the two, the separation of the front from the back. We're going to talk about the benefits for your store and why you might consider switching to a headless solution. First thing I want to mention is because the front end and the back end are separated, you're not stuck with template limitations. This means you have total freedom to create whatever design you might like. This is a really great solution for any brands that prioritize flexibility and innovation. Second major pro is that it improves performance, which can lead to higher conversions. You have to switch platforms to be on a headless solution, but that is something that we can help with. So if you're interested in headless e-commerce, feel free to reach out to us through our contact form. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below and we'll make sure to respond.